there's a lot of lesbians in here and they're gonna try to get you. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm straight. I would never date a girl. And I only like men, okay? So that was me whenever I first came to jail. And he's like, yeah, that's what they all say. And then the next thing we know, they're all fighting over each other and like all this shit. Like, and a lot of fights did happen over like girlfriend drama. So yeah, he told me that and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is he talking about? And so I get to my cottage, walk in, everyone's fucking staring at me. And the first thing I want to say is, there's not a lot of cute girls in jail, okay? Like, no one has their makeup. And my camera overheated, but like I was saying, no one had their makeup, no one had their weave, our hairs were sticking straight up, like we were all looking like troll dolls and shit. Like, we were just like, the word that we used in prison for each other was like, you're popped. You know, to say that like, hey, you're ugly, like you're popped. That's what we said in prison. So anyways, back to the story. So this officer is telling me everyone's a lesbian basically, like, and they get in fights over each other and like all this shit. So he drops me off at my cottage. I walk in, everyone's staring at me, and I think there were only like, probably like, including me, like 3 or 4 like little white girls in there. So I was like a few, like there weren't many of us white girls in there. And so I walk in, everyone's staring at me, and I think it like 15 minutes went by. Like, everyone's asking me questions, like all this stuff, like something like, oh, you're so cute, they're gonna like you. And so 15 minutes went by and I get my first letter. And that's what we would do, we'd like write letters to each other, because you know, you're not allowed to like have relations in jail, like you would get a ticket. So I get my first letter. I honestly don't even remember who it's from, but I don't think it was anyone that I was interested in. And so another thing to point out, at the time, I had never met anyone who wasn't straight in my entire life, so it was like new to me, but I was still like super curious about it. And so something else in there that was new to me that I never saw before was what we called studs. So there were girls who like cut off all their hair and like literally looked like cute boys. Like, they looked like very cute boys, like they were attractive. One looked just like Justin Bieber. Everyone used to call her Justin Bieber. And then, so the first one who caught my eye, her name was Shivani, and she was a stud. And she was cute. She was dating this other little white girl who, it was funny, we actually ended up becoming best friends later because we actually looked alike. And so in jail, we had like, you'd have a sister, brother, twin, what were the other ones? Basically like a nickname that you called like each person like in your circle, and everyone had like the same in their circle, like